The Island of Tears, the Island of Hope, the Gateway to America, Ellis Island. From 1892 until 1954, millions of people entered the United States of America for hope to build a better life. A hope that would move entire families thousands of miles across the ocean with almost nothing to begin with in their new home. Lower-class Europeans were primarily beginning their journey by getting onto crowded ships with their families to head to America. The trips were very long and extremely difficult as the conditions were horrible. It was hot, it was crowded, and there was barely enough fresh water and food on most ships coming to America. But thousands of journeys with millions of passengers aboard would pay what little money they had because they were going to a place where the streets were now going to be paved with gold. Once the mainly European immigrants finished their difficult journey, there was only one more hurdle for each to pass: Ellis Island. Ellis Island was an immigrant inspection station in the upper New York Bay, just off the coastline of New York City. The station was meant to only allow in those immigrants that could better our country, who had something to offer America. Some called this place the Island of Hope, as this was a chance for their families to start a new life. Others called this island the Island of Tears. Inspectors and doctors would check over each individual who was ready for their new life in America. They would ensure that the immigrant had the correct papers, claiming who they were and what they could do for our country. Inspectors and doctors would also make sure the immigrant was in perfect health conditions. Even so much as a sniffle, and the immigrant could be detained for a few days until the inspectors knew whether or not this person was healthy enough to live in America. If an immigrant did not get better within a short period of time, this family member was shipped back to their home country without the rest of his or her family. Oftentimes, families would be broken up forever, as these poor immigrants had no money to travel back to their home countries together. Grandmothers, children, mothers, and fathers were ripped apart. The Island of Tears. Some call America a melting pot of cultures, as our country is made up of people from all over the world. From the late 1800s until the mid-1900s, millions of people came from other countries around the world. They were coming because they had a dream that they could begin a new life in a place that offered a fresh start. America was a blank slate that they were free to create their own masterpiece on. Their journey began in Ellis Island, but from there, the dream of making a better life was in their own hands. America was now home.
Alright guys, here's this week's task. What I want you to do is I want you to write me an I am poem. You can find out everything you need to know about an I am poem down below in the comments. From there, I want you to post this I am poem to our blog or down below in the comments as well. And I want you to also comment on someone else's I am poem that they wrote. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to write this I am poem from the perspective of somebody who traveled over from another country, over on a boat, through Ellis Island, and then went to live in their new home country of America. Have fun with this project and learn a little bit more about Ellis Island.